Bannon has got into trouble recently because he was arrested by Secret Service staff on the yacht of Chinese merchant Wengui for the sake of millions of dollars fraud and corruption. This case will be tried on the court in May 2021. However, Bannon hasn't learned a lesson and he is still swindling with Wengui. The Wall Street Journal reported on 5th October, New York pastry chef Jiamei Liu told the FBI that he himself, as a victim of the financial fraud, in April this year, invested $40,000 to buy GTV's stake. In June, he found the scam and asked for a refund, which was rejected. The company that carried out the fraud was linked to Wengui, an exiled Chinese businessman, and Steve Bannon, a former White House political advisor. As reported, in June, Bannon, Wengui, and former Chinese soccer star Hao Haidong joined forces to declare a new Chinese federation, pledging to eliminate the Communist Party and establish a three-power system. The group, which owns GTV Media, raised more than $300 million in private equity this year, but investors found that the financing was undocumented and was suspected of fraud. The company is under investigation by the FBI, SEC, and state authorities, and the courts have frozen GTV accounts. The victims are demanding their money back and are suing Wengui and Bannon. Bannon's wall fraud has yet to go to trial, and he's still on parole. Yet another fraud comes out, which is a sign of his true nature. It's not clear how many other unknown frauds are waiting to be exposed. On October 14, the New York Post published a story revealing that it had found a hard drive containing large amounts of pornographic images and videos of Hunter Biden, as well as highly classified state secrets. In an interview with Revolver on 19 October, Bannon claimed that he was the designer behind Hunter Biden's scandal, and more materials were on the way. However, the source and nature of the unverified video and photo material released by Bannon's team could not be confirmed. Most major U.S. media outlets have not reported the allegations, but the videos and photos have been seen by tens of millions of viewers. Over the next week, Biden's approval ratings had declined. Researchers at First Draft, an independent fact-checking group, found that Guo's supporters began to spread the scandals of Biden in late September, and the followers of this group promoted the spread of suspicious materials. On 2nd November, ABC News reported that Steve Bannon and Wengui, a Chinese billionaire who leads an influential online group called the New China Federation, were the center of the Hunter Biden scandal. ABC News named Wang Dinggang, a core member of the group, and his Lutheran club as the centers of these political rumors. GTV is spreading false information, and I think this is an attempt to interfere with the U.S. election. John Pan, a former core member of the group, said in his first public interview. The FBI is now investigating possible election fraud. Bannon, Wengui, Wang Dinggang, and others have completely offended the Democratic Party and the next president of the United States, Joe Biden. The Twitter accounts of Wengui, Meng, Wang Dinggang, and others were immediately blocked. Guo can't bear his fear and escaped to the Bahamas through his yacht. Bannon, Wengui, Meng, and Wang Dinggang will be greeted with harsher punishments when Biden takes over as U.S. president next year. But Bannon's troubles don't end there. The Capitol reported on 5th November that Bannon warned federal officials on Twitter that he wanted to go back to tutor England and behead both Wray and Fauci. Bannon's comments caused an immediate social media outcry. Many Americans were furious, pointing out that Bannon's comments were illegal, that he was threatening federal officials, and that he was in effect on parole. On 6th November, Twitter said it had suspended Bannon's Twitter account at War Room Pandemic for violating its policy on glorifying violence. On the same day, CNBC reported that Steve Bannon's longtime lawyer, Steve Burke, had resigned after hearing Bannon's comments about beheading and asked the judge to postpone Bannon's fraud trial so he could find a new lawyer. Now that the dust has settled in the U.S. presidential election, Bannon and Wengui have done so much evil. They are not only embroiled in lawsuits, but also have offended the next U.S. president, Joe Biden. This time, they are sure to be jailed.